Welcome to time-tested advice, where ancient philosophy meets the modern world. She doesn't follow trends or look around for approval. She leads her own way, boldly, without needing anyone's permission. And only a rare kind of man can stand beside her without trying to dim her light. Today, we're going into a space most people avoid, not because it's too bold, but because it's deep. We're talking about the powerful bond between a Sigma woman and the rare man who can truly handle her. Her calm, her intensity, her sharp thinking, and her deep strength. Sigma women don't walk in trying to please anyone. They are shaped by their own choices, guided by their own standards, and protected by their own strength. They avoid fake conversations. They don't do shallow relationships. And they live by what feels right inside, not what others expect. But don't be fooled. She still longs for connection. She's just not looking for someone to fix her or fill a gap. She needs a partner who can stand strong beside her, not someone who gets smaller in her presence. Someone who respects her freedom, who doesn't run when she speaks her truth, and who lets her be all of who she is. So today, we're breaking down 14 special qualities that describe the only kind of man who can truly walk with a Sigma woman, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This isn't for the weak-hearted or those who fake strength. This is for the true ones, the men who move with quiet confidence, inner peace, and self-mastery. And if you are one, or you're on the journey to become one, hit that subscribe button. Here at Time-Tested Advice Channel, we do things differently. To all my Sigma sisters and seekers of truth, your support keeps this space alive. Want to show love? Please leave a like on this video. Let's begin. Too many men rely on praise and attention to feel good about themselves. Their self-esteem depends on being liked. But a Sigma woman can sense that need instantly, and nothing turns her off faster than someone who needs her to feel whole. This man is different. He steps into her world with confidence that comes from within. He doesn't ask for approval, he brings clarity and calm. He's not shaken when she disagrees, and he doesn't puff up when she compliments him. He stays solid and steady. She can test him, question him, even go silent, and he stays grounded. His confidence isn't weak, it's well built. He doesn't try to win her over with loud moves. He impresses her with his calm and quiet strength. That's why he stands out. That's what makes her notice him. He's not there to compete with her power. He respects it. And because of that, he becomes the only kind of man she's truly drawn to, the one who brings strength without needing to be praised. He speaks her natural language, silence. People often misunderstand Sigma women. They call them distant or too quiet because they only understand loud and flashy connection. But Sigma women connect through depth, not drama. They don't overshare, they don't fake feelings, and they don't explain everything. This man doesn't just accept her quietness, he understands it. When she disappears for a while to recharge, he doesn't get upset. When she's quiet in a noisy room, he doesn't try to pull words out of her. He knows her silence isn't emptiness, it's just her way of being present. He's not scared of the quiet. He doesn't feel rejected by her need to be alone. In fact, he matches that stillness. He knows how to sit beside her without saying anything and still make her feel understood. This kind of man brings peace, not pressure. He knows that closeness isn't always about talking, it's also about trusting the silence. He doesn't force his way in, he doesn't chase her thoughts, he simply waits until she feels safe to open up. And when she does, he listens, not to fix, not to judge, not to control, but to understand. That's why she chooses him, not because he breaks her silence, but because he respects it. Most guys walk around like they're on a stage, trying to impress, act tough, or show off. But none of that works on a Sigma woman. She couldn't care less about your follower count, your flashy style, or how loud you talk about being alpha. What grabs her attention is how you treat yourself when no one's looking. She has no time for fake confidence. But the man who truly stands out, he's left his ego behind. He doesn't feel the need to prove anything. His confidence is quiet. It's something you feel, not something he talks about. He's not trying to take over the spotlight. He doesn't compete with her success. He cheers for it. Genuinely. Without jealousy. Without games. He knows that being a man isn't about being loud or bossy. It's about staying calm, steady, and real. That's the kind of energy she connects with. She's attracted to strength, but only when it comes with humility. This man isn't afraid to let her lead when it's her moment. He's open to learning from her and happy to let her shine. Not because he's weak, but because he's secure. That's what makes him different. He's not trying to overpower her. He's in tune with her rhythm. And in a world full of noise, she's always drawn to the quiet ones who carry true strength. A Sigma woman doesn't do small talk or shallow thinking. She lives deep, in her thoughts, in her feelings, in her spirit. Because of that, she doesn't attract ordinary attention. She attracts powerful energy. That's why only a man with a strong, steady mind can truly connect with her. It's not about being the smartest guy in the room. It's about being emotionally strong, having the kind of heart that doesn't fall apart when things get hard. She will challenge you, not to play games, but to see if you're real. Can you handle her honesty? Can you sit with her when she's upset? Can you hold space for her passion without trying to shut it down? This man doesn't get defensive when she's direct. He doesn't see her strength as a threat. He knows that her fire isn't an attack, it's an invitation to come closer. He doesn't panic when she goes quiet to think. He doesn't take it personally when she questions him or points out something off. He listens, he takes it in, and he answers, not with ego, but with thought. When things feel messy, he stays solid. That's his gift. He doesn't protect her by being distant. He protects her by being present. He's also sharp. He can talk ideas with her, challenge her without putting her down. And she loves that. She doesn't want someone who agrees with everything. She wants someone who makes her sharper, not smaller. He earns her trust by standing firm, without fighting for control, by showing he can carry weight without crumbling under it. That kind of man? He doesn't just keep up with her, he fits in her world. This man doesn't play roles. He's not trying to be what he thinks she wants. While others wear masks and try to impress, he shows up as himself, flaws and all. He's not fake confident. He doesn't cover up his feelings with big words or pretend he's more put together than he really is. He's honest. He owns his mistakes. He's open about the things he's still learning. And that kind of honesty, that's what draws her in. She can feel when someone is real, and real is rare. He doesn't try to take over or put her down. He's not afraid of her strength. He respects it. There are no games, no power plays, just quiet confidence. He stays calm, steady, and sure, even when she shows her complicated side. That kind of energy, it's priceless. That kind of honesty, it's magnetic. She's not looking for a man who looks good but has no depth. She wants someone who's been through hard times, who's faced his pain and grown from it. This man has cried when no one was there. He's battled his own demons and worked on his wounds, not by blaming others, but by doing the hard work of healing. He didn't just make it through, he became better because of it. He doesn't take his pain out on her. He doesn't project his past or expect her to fix him. He shows up whole, not perfect, but emotionally mature. And she notices that right away. She can sense emotional immaturity in a heartbeat. She won't play the role of fixer or caretaker. She'll feel for you, but she won't carry your baggage. This man, he understands. He doesn't make excuses. He grows. For him, growth is not an option. It's who he is. And the best part, he's not afraid of her tough moments either. When she opens up about her own pain, doubts, or anger, he doesn't run. He stays, fully present, fully calm. That's real strength. Not because he's fearless, but because he's already walked through the fire and came out wiser. He doesn't need to shout to be noticed. He doesn't try hard to prove he's loyal. Just being around him says enough, calm, steady, and genuine. He's not loud, but his presence is powerful. While the world is full of noise, he stays quiet but clear, like a calm breeze in a storm. He doesn't act out of pride or let his emotions take over. He doesn't run when things get hard. He stays balanced, mindful, and real. When she pulls away, not to play games, but to check what's real, he doesn't chase blindly or vanish. He stays right there, solid and dependable. She doesn't trust him because of big promises, but because he shows up again and again. This man isn't lazy. He's intentional. Everything he does has meaning. He speaks carefully, and his words matter. In her fast, chaotic life, he becomes her steady point. Not someone who traps her, but someone who keeps her grounded. That kind of presence builds trust. And from trust, something powerful grows. Connection that doesn't break. Most people listen just so they can talk back, but not him. He listens to really understand. He notices the things most people miss, the quiet moments, the way her tone changes, the feeling behind her silence. A Sigma woman doesn't open up easily. She's careful with her words. She protects her feelings. But when someone truly listens, really listens, she feels safe enough to open up. This man doesn't cut her off. He doesn't rush her. He pays attention. He remembers the little things. He pieces together who she is without needing her to explain everything. And when he speaks, it matters. He doesn't just give advice. Sometimes he just offers silence. But whatever he says or doesn't say, it feels right. He listens not to fix, but to hold space for her. That kind of emotional awareness is rare, and she knows it when she sees it. She's always growing, changing. Who she was yesterday isn't who she is today. That's not being unstable, it's growth. And the right man isn't the one who tries to hold her back. It's the one who keeps discovering her all over again. He's curious, not controlling. He pays attention to what excites her, how her energy shifts, how her dreams get sharper. He doesn't tell her to slow down. He grows alongside her. He doesn't make guesses. He asks questions. He watches and adjusts. Not to be someone else, but to connect with who she is right now. That's why she feels free with him. That's why she feels understood. He doesn't just love one version of her. He loves all of them. He welcomes her changes and never asks her to shrink so he can feel bigger. He supports her with strength, encourages her without pressure, and lets her keep evolving without losing step. He's not afraid of her intensity because he's intense too. He doesn't flinch when she gets passionate or tell her to tone it down. He embraces every part of her because he's made of the same fire. She's bold, she's powerful, she challenges those around her to grow. And he accepts that challenge fully. He doesn't try to control her or quiet her down. He grows beside her, not to impress her, but because it's in his nature to grow. He doesn't fall apart when emotions run high. He doesn't back off when things get deep. He stands strong, not trying to fix her, not trying to win, just being there, steady, fierce, willing to rise through the heat instead of running from it. Together, they don't burn out. They rise. They level up together. Their passion doesn't destroy. It builds. It's real. It's powerful. It's rooted in truth and kept strong by connection. He doesn't try to own her. He protects her peace without locking her freedom. The Sigma female is used to carrying her own weight. She's had to. So when a man steps in, not to control, but to care, it hits different. He's not trying to be her savior. He's simply there, present, watching her blind spots without making her feel small. He knows that being strong doesn't mean overpowering her. It means standing beside her, shielding her when needed, stepping back when not.